Welcome to my channel. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I didn't come on and talk about all this stuff yet because I've been processing a lot. There's so much stuff going on right now in the spiritual realm. Also, I've been hearing about, which I just thought it was me. I didn't realize it was everybody else too, that just feeling wiped out and exhausted. Glad it's not just me. I guess it's a collective thing. Anyway, kind of waited until it simmered down a little bit, but till I simmered down a little bit. But what's going on with all this stuff? Remember a few years ago, my collective, I've been on here only 7 or 8 years, but I'm shadow banned because I've been telling the truth about everything this whole entire time. So now they're bringing in the weather manipulation. Like I've been saying that they were doing for years. It's funny. I remember back to a time when I was live. Might have been back in 2021, 2022, something like that. And a guy had the audacity. Might have even subscribed to my channel. He had the audacity. Sit there and say he was out in a boat out in the middle of the fucking ocean. Doing this weather manipulation stuff. And I was sitting there saying about how God was telling me about how we can combat this stuff. Certain ways of praying by certain people, earth signs, fire signs, air signs. Yeah. Never really got off the ground yet. Bet it will now. God legit gave me the whole breakdown of how to dismantle these storms. But when you have people like Doubting Thomas, you can't have that in your group. Many of us understand that when the power of manifestation and prayer is when you can feel it, sense it, you could sense that amen in your spirit. You don't have to worry about it anymore. You just know it's coming, type of thing. Instead of having fear creep in. That's what I wanted. I had to call somebody a Thomas the other day. And then I'm like, raised my hands on it and said, fine, you want to be a bunch of doubters? I'm out. Don't ask me for help. I just like Jesus had to send Thomas out when he turned water into wine. Thus, I have to not deal with people who don't have faith. It thwarts your prayers. It legit puts it throws a wrench in your plans. Having doubters there. Oh my, high reflections, sorry. Just this morning, well, I calmed down from my rant. And did you see that these politicians are now starting to talk about, they're finally starting to talk about the weather being controlled. And then, of course, Marjorie Taylor, MGT, said it. So they like to make her look like she's crazy all the time. When we know damn well it's the Illuminati, well, not the Illuminati, but those above controlling the Illuminati. Yeah, they figured out a way. Especially with CERN being opened back up. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they learned how to control freaking and manipulate weather. It's called cloud seeding. And they can control how big it is and what direction it goes. I've never saw a hurricane ever come up into and hook left against the jet stream. Come on. You think I wasn't going to pick up on that? Just because I didn't come on till now, don't think that I wasn't paying attention. Actually, the night it happened, I'm like, oh God, get that storm away from me. And then it hooked left. So, right into the middle of freaking North Carolina and Georgia. And then it went right like a buzzsaw right up through the Appalachian Mountains. Well, you didn't get me. These bastards. They love killing people. Now, before they were just, Here's the difference between a hurricane along the coast and a hurricane in the mountains. Because they don't... Look, as soon as a hurricane hits land, it breaks up. It's supposed to break apart. Explain to me why that hurricane was still a Cat 4 in North Carolina. And dumped 24 inches of rain in hours. How? It was geoengineered to do that. And then when you come to find out, I've been saying about all the freaking riches underneath our feet that they've been trying to freaking mine and steal. I've been saying this. Not to mention when you look at the whole voting block in that whole area where they buzzsawed through with that hurricane. Yeah. It's all red. Minus Asheville. And then Asheville is the ones that they're promoting. And I agree they have to promote everybody, but they're not saying about any of the other rural, tinier communities in South Carolina. I guess South Carolina feels completely left out. That spread through 6 states. Explain that to me. And then Florida, it doesn't matter what hurricanes they have. They usually don't have... They have water spouts, but they don't have tornadoes in Florida. There was a tornado outbreak in Florida. In the southern part of Florida yesterday, I saw. This is all geoengineered, folks. And they want to sit there and everybody curse God. No. You have not because you ask not. When you're not freaking... People be like, oh yeah, I'm praying for you. Talk to God about it. Like you talk to your friends. You don't have to get no religious posture on your knees and be like, oh dear Father. I mean, talk to God. Like if God knows your heart and God knows you're pissed anyway, tell him. Stop trying to be religious. That's your biggest key. Just be yourself. Stand in your priestlyhood, not as some servant. When you figure out your power collective, when the masses finally stand up and figure out their power, and they're like, just like being in their ruby red slippers, you had the power all along. If you just pray. One other difference, and I'm going to point this out. They're talking about, oh yeah, well, all these other states are prepared for hurricanes and those natural... Are you fucking kidding me right now? They're used to this. In the mountains, yeah, we'll get flash flooding and we get blizzards. up in this bitch. And snow. What we don't usually get is high-powered winds from hurricanes. So you have a combination of high-powered winds in the middle of forests. What do you think's going to happen when the water gets poured down with flash flooding? You're going to have dams and everything get clogged up from trees that are getting blown all over the place, especially in forests. And we don't just have flat land here where the water can freely flow right back out into the ocean. No, we have gullies and streams and hills and dams and all kinds of stuff. This is what people don't get about our terrain. Yeah, I could say our because I live at the tip of the freaking Appalachian Mountains up in Pennsylvania. I'm part of this shit. I felt their pain. I know what the flooding does. It's happened here a lot up in the Northeast. Now, we have taken preparedness and preparedness measures in my town when it comes to flooding. Because it used to flood every time it got bad. Agnes was horrible here. Houses all the way under. This house was probably underwater before, my house. So they put that wall up. They put up a 10-foot wall. That has saved this town multiple times. Thank you, Jesus. The problem is in the sticks, they're not expecting their 6-foot wide stream to turn into a fucking river. That's never happened before in their lifetime. They've never saw that. So how do you prepare for that? And this is the thing that pisses me off that I'm hearing. They're trying to say about Florida's preparedness versus the Appalachians. How do you prepare for that? Just don't live there is how you prepare for that, because that's just the way the terrain is. It has to do with the terrain. Not to mention, we here have a lot of clay and silt for our ground. We have legit ground. They have they're a peninsula in Florida. They're not, it's different. Their ground is completely different. The water comes over and washes right back out. In these areas, you have lakes and gullies, and when those banks overflow, it goes into towns and cities. And there's no drainage. Except for a lot of times evaporation. I mean, we do have rivers that go down into the Chesapeake Bay, but when they get all blocked up from all kinds of trees and stuff being down. Yeah, and we have bridges too. People don't understand that about our terrain. We are in the mountains. We do not have flat land here. We do not have an ocean. Well, I come to find out we have a large lithium deposit here in Pennsylvania as well. So, I know I'm definitely taking measures. I am selling, and it's in the works right now, of selling my apartment building. I don't want nothing in it. One property is enough to deal with. So that's that I'm just I do not trust these people at all. So if you can't see by now, people, that this is all political, I get it. The Democrats be like, oh, we don't want to make this political. Well, let's make it political. I think we should. I mean, I'm extremely happy that Asheville got all of. They're starting to get the resources and stuff. I mean, only 2 fucking weeks later, where's FEMA at? Oh, that's right. They're too busy at the border. I mean, we've already been softly invaded. I'm also hearing there's all kinds of terrorist cells in 29 states now. Mm-hmm. I don't know how true it is. That's just what I heard. I mean, when your own country's attacking you from within. I'm just wondering what the people are going to eventually do. When is enough enough? Blue Flame's been trying to warn you. I had no idea. I didn't pick up on the whole that the Appalachians were going to get flooded. We're always told that's the safest place to go is the mountains. Apparently not. I was always told that. Oh, just go up to the mountains. You're safe up there. You're far away from the water. Really? You lying rat face. Oh, hi, Radiant Gems. How are you this morning? Thought that was Reflections. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Radiant Gems knows the river I live next to. I have 2 channels of river dumping in right down here in my town. That's why we have to have a wall. This place has been flooded a lot. Let's just talk about the Appalachians and these mountains. Who lived on these in the Appalachians and yeah. Can you imagine? I guarantee you all throughout that ravine and all throughout these states that was devastated, the spiritual activity around those places are going to, this is almost as, the amount of people that they took out is probably about the same amount of how many died in Gettysburg, I'd say. Thousands of people that have been lost in the mud that they're not even going to go try and find. They just want to bulldoze it over. And then we wonder why years later they find bodies in the ground. The audacity. Make me sick. And again, what should we expect from demons running this shit, people? I've been talking about it. I've been exposing them, and I've been called crazy, and not so crazy now, am I? Hey, Radiant Gems, we're not so crazy now, are we? Now that we pretty much know who the enemy is, and the masses are waking up to who the enemy actually is. I've been knowing. Many of us have been knowing. It goes way deeper than Diddy. It goes to the people beyond Diddy. And even beyond our technical front men in politics. These are all just front people for the deep state. You're just being exposed to their demons right now. You should see the demons that the people who are running them got. Yeah, you should. As I see someone clicked off. Well, thank you, Radiant Gems. I appreciate those kind words. Thank you for joining me. Honestly, collective, and anybody who loves God, this should be a sheer sign of how desperate they are. They are so damn desperate to win this fucking election. They're afraid of Donald Trump. They'll do anything to win. Anything. And if you do not think that this is an act of war on you, think again. That's what they don't. They want you to be passive. When there's certain ones of us that have been knowing this stuff, the civilian Alex Jones is out here. And the spiritual spies that have been uncovering this stuff. And everybody hated on us for it. They hate truth tellers for some reason. And then when shit like this happens, we deserve our flowers at that point. And honestly, you need to wake up to the truth. Your government don't care about you. They want us all dead. We're slaves in their eyes. They don't like us. But it's not even our government. It's the ones that are paying them. It's not even our tax dollars are peons to what they're getting from these fucking global elites. They're the ones paying them to do this agenda. Our tax dollars just pay for other shit. Dumb stuff like housing illegals. All over the world, you know what I'm talking about. I can say this over in European plate. Yeah, they did it over there in Europe too, didn't they? Germany, Venezuela, every place they tried to fucking topple. This is their only playbook that they know. Oh, that can't happen here in the United States. Well, it's happening. Now do you believe me? Oh, that's right. Nobody can believe me because they don't really see my fucking videos. Yeah, they've been putting a friggin' hold on my shit for a long time. For a real long time. But hey. Oh well. I'm just saying what I have to say because it's all fucking truth. And I know what I speak out my mouth manifests. So you know what? People are going to really start digging into the World Economic Forum now. Oh, just wait. The only thing is these people all have our fucking money. They all have the resources. They all have the money. The only thing we can do is have God and pray that God get rid of them. One way or another. Because it's looking like the people that are paid off are the only ones who have the power to get rid of them. And well, if the people that are paid off are gonna do their agenda instead of what's right for us, the serfs, well then it's time for them to go. So the thing is nothing's going to change here in the United States until these people are freaking held accountable that are running the global operations. It's just going to keep on happening in other places. And eventually they're going to try it again here in the United States. I'm telling you, it goes beyond just us. It's not other countries. It's their leaders and the people above them. It's not civilians of other countries. They've been just all taught to do what they're told in the military. They're just taking orders. which is the most demonic thing you can do. So they're all told, I'm just taking orders because I'm getting the almighty paycheck instead of freaking doing what's right for history's sake. And for God. We're supposed to be his hands and feet. If God has to come down here and do it himself, he's not going to be happy about it. And it's going to get uglier. We need to remove these people from power. One way or another. I've been praying hard. Ever since 2014. I can go back. That God's been putting this stuff on my heart about politics. And then I started understanding that I had to understand what I had to become a spiritual spy. I'm not saying physically, I'm saying spiritually. Everything God exposed, he exposed through me, through my spirit. No, not by people telling me. I get confirmed by when people tell me, though. Years later. Like Jaguar Wright. I've been calling this shit with these people, these elites out there in Hollywood, out in Cali, you know. They're small fries. They're not even the big ones. They're just the peons for the big ones. When these guys let me tell you how it works. What God showed me. All those mansions that they claim that they own, they don't own. These people own them. These industries own them. And own all of these mansions and cars and chains and, yeah. They own all these wardrobes and all, yeah. And this shit's only on loan as long as they're in power. And as soon as they get taken out, they lose everything. Why do you think that it's even in sports? Why do you think these NFL players get millions of supposed $1 million contracts? You think they get that money? No, they just get to stay in a multi-million-dollar home and get this, and as soon as they're done playing, that contract's probably fucked. And there's probably a non-disclosure on it, so they can't come out as a whistleblower and say about it. But I'm exposing it for you, don't worry. Yeah, as soon as they're of no use anymore, they get cut like a $25,000 check for destroying their body, and they're like, what? Hey, it was in some for fucking loophole in a contract. The only time these people actually get money is when they sue the snot out of them. And then you have churches like T.D. Jakes' church and the Kardashians' church that'll funnel victim money through their church. How do you think God feels about that one? Through a church, they're giving victim hush money. You bastards. The money laundering. Oh, and then it's so funny because, remember, it was like 4 years ago I got that word espionage. Well, I was right about that too, right before the 2020 election when I was praying about it. See, I don't like tapping into this shit because then I actually get everything, and then I get frustrated because if I share it, everybody calls me fucking nuts and crazy and doesn't want to do anything about it and just is like, well, she has no evidence. Well, you know what? My evidence comes out later. I get sneak peeks into the spiritual shit. I get dreams, I get words, I get visions, I get freaking phrases that God gives me about what's going on. All I got to do is look at a picture, touch a document, anything. And I could, I'm not even joking. The stuff that I see when I peer into Beyonce, it's frightening. Like, she legit has a whole room set up with a freaking, not even joking. From what I saw, and I've never, the bitch don't know me and I don't know her. Okay? But I legit have, I see a huge vision of the mansion that she's at. And in one of those rooms, off of the side of a freaking huge ass stone porch, you walk in and there's a freaking, off to the freaking right side, there's a huge altar. And right in the, right as you walk in, you see nothing but a huge ass throne. I don't know what the fuck that is, but I've saw this in a vision. And that sacrificial table isn't just for, it's not just to put out like nice little bay leaves and shit like that. No. What do you think that she does on it? That's her ritualistic. I come to find out years later, after I was getting all this stuff about these people, and I could legit see inside their fucking homes. I could freaking peer. I learned how to travel like that, energetically, and see what these people are doing. I just thought it was me going crazy. Like, I'm just like, what the fuck? No, God was giving me plans of what the enemy's doing so we know how to fight. But I was called crazy. What do they call that again? There's a word for it. Not astro traveling per se. It's, there's a word for it. I don't need no crystal ball for that. All I gotta do is close my eyes and God takes me there. If I ask, what's going on with this? Takes me right to the freaking spot. And I'm like, then I see all this stuff in vivid color. Yeah, remote viewing. Thank you, Radiant Gems. Yeah, I remote view people all the time. It's a gift, apparently. I don't want to see what the hell these people are doing. But if I got to pray about it and I got to wage war against it, because that's what we're called to do as Christian people, wage war against the enemy. Oh, yes. We're no longer supposed to be on no damn defense. Defense is fear. I'm saying a good defense isn't good when you don't know your enemy, but when you know your enemy, you got to go on the offense. Blue Flame started going on the offense, not telling what I was doing. I still was doing work, even though I haven't been on here a whole lot. The reason I haven't been on here a whole lot is because, well, you know, my shit's all shadow banned, so what's the fucking point most of the time? But, like, when I have words, I do like to come on live and, like, specific, especially for my people of Appalachia and stuff like that. My mountain people, just like me. Because I certainly don't sound northerner. People are like, what's your accent? Well, I'm northern Appalachia. But I still say y'all. Get that. I'm not from the South, technically. I'm from the Appalachian Mountain. We're mountain people. I've come to find out that that's our term, mountain people. There was one girl that went nuts. And I'm like, yeah, that's the fire we need. She went nuts. Saying about that being our tax money. This is our fucking money. And we're mountain folk. She was saying about our people built this country. It was us and our children that was down in those fucking mines getting the coal to build the steel, to build those pillars at the White House. That's our White House. They wouldn't have it if it wouldn't be for us. Built off the back of the serfs, you fucking cowards. So, yeah, we cover the bases of steel and mining. Now that coal's no longer of use here, so they say. And they decide to buy offshore steel, which is garbage. But yet they can fucking have coal over there in China. Yeah. Go figure. What's bad is good and what's good is bad. It's all fucking bullshit, people. Oh! And one last thing. If I hear one fucking person talk about climate change in person, I'm gonna slap them across the fucking face. Don't talk to me about your stupid climate change agenda. Be like, oh yeah, you mountain... Fuck you and your climate change. That wasn't climate change. That was geoengineered, bitch. I'm not stupid and neither is the masses at this point. And the politicians are saying they're geoengineered. And they're being a whistleblower and exposing it. Pay attention. I'll bitch slap people. Oh, by the way, they're ripping this shit out of the street outside here. So they're digging up for UGI, putting in new freaking gas lines. So for the next year, it's going to be fun around my house. How do you think that's going to go? Radiant gems? The little orcs that's out here are ripping up all of our trees and stuff too. Should I show you? Should I show you what the little orcsises are doing out here? All of our ancient trees are going goodbye. I'm pretty sure. Look at this. This is what I have to deal with. You see that? Yeah. They're ripping up my freaking street. So yes, they can't even finish one fucking street over here before they start ripping up mine. But hey, whatever. It's all governmental, right? Oh well, maybe I can get that tree belt. Maybe I can talk them into taking Beelzebub down next year. When they come out. Hey, I need Beelzebub removed anyway, so I'm hoping that it's when they go to dig, it's down and I'm gonna be like, yes, please take that fucking tree out. You have my full permission. Gonna have to get the fence fixed though. So yeah. Well, I'm not going to be able to go out there and find anything. Well, yeah, you're right about that. I'm just afraid of, because I'm going to, I'm selling my apartment building. That's a definite. And I'm going to have my deed in hand by the end of the year for my house. So, onward to the 5-year plan. I'm not going to worry about nothing from down there anymore. What a huge relief. I'm hoping that Jeff goes, that baby daddy goes through with it. Ex-hubby goes through with it. Because then him and I are completely free of each other. And I can move forward with my plans for next door. There is a job that, well, there's 2 jobs. I got 1 job offer. I'm going to be doing that just part-time. My boyfriend is like, do what you need. He doesn't care if I work or I don't at this point. Oh yeah, it's a big one. Yeah. I'm going to be completely free. I'm going to feel so much freedom not having to deal with that property no more. I'm not going to have to deal with the fucking city or code no more. I'm not going to really have to deal with any bullshit anymore. Except for my own life. I don't have to give a shit about anything but my own life. Should have unloaded that last year, but no, Blue Flame was being stubborn. Oh well. So, yeah, onward with the 5-year plan, and I'm going to start redding out next door. I don't know how I'm going to do it with getting a freaking dumpster here with them ripping the road up. I don't know. We're going in October and they're just starting my street. They better not think they're going to start halfway and just leave it like that we can't drive down this street all winter. I'm going to have to go out there and ask them what their plans are, because I have no other exit except out front. I have no way of getting out back behind my house to go out by Front Street. There is no other exit except for the front of my house. I don't know if they know this, but they're going to find this out. But yeah, hopefully I'll be able to get a dumpster down here pretty directly so I can get the rest of the shit that's in over there and like get the carpet and shit ripped up. That's the first thing I'm starting on. Ripping all that carpet up and starting to do the demolition next door. So that'll be the next things next. Yeah, there's a lot of things that are unraveling right now and letting us be actually done with. Complete cycle being closed. It's so interesting because I wanted done with this by the end of the year, and it's looking like it's going to happen. So yeah, thank you, God. Yeah, I'd rather dump 30 grand into next door than 30 grand down there. It's not gonna happen. So yeah, letting go is a good thing, and I'm happy to. Like I said, my boyfriend he told me I don't even have to work anywhere full time if I don't want to. I just want to work part time. He's cool with that. It's just I want to get. I will be starting. I'll be cleaning again. Helping a lady. She's 75. Still doing 4 houses a day. I don't understand it. But, I mean, I do, because she can't get good help because she doesn't want to pay. But I'll help her out for a little bit. Till I figure out my next move. And I'm still putting in applications other places. It's just nothing that really sung to my soul. So, anyways, I'm going to let y'all go. My people of Appalachia, the southern Appalachians, you people stay strong. Should have known that we were going to get some kind of fucking attack. That was something like we didn't expect, and I get it. When it never happened like that before, how are you supposed to prepare for something like that? What, put your house up on stilts when you're already on top of a damn mountain? Yeah. No. It's never happened like that. When you're talking about whole towns the size of mine just being wiped off the freaking map, there's something wrong with that. You know, like I said, I'm wondering if they just did this all the time, and if this happened historically. Is this how they handled it? Is bringing heavy machinery and bulldoze everything over, bodies and the lack of freaking integrity and morality, these people, they don't have none. They don't care about us at all. We're God's creation, so they despise us. I'm going to end with one last thing. The fact that the only thing that the one side is running for is death. That's their whole platform, is death, promoting death, and the killing of people. That's what you're voting for, killing people. And the other side is voting for life and not wanting wars and not wanting. The choice is pretty fucking easy to anybody who has humanity first and foremost in their mind. I prefer good people, not evil people. With evil people, yeah, these people who are voting for this woman, do they really think they couldn't be next? They just throw you away like, dude, they're a whole hierarchy of narcissists. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. They don't even care about each other. They care about money. I just want to be happy and not have to deal with stress. That's all I care about. Greed and riches and greed, and like it's very sad to see people who have fallen for this bullshit. Especially anointed people. Not for me to judge, but God will make a example out of you, and as He did with T.D. Jakes, God said, I will expose you. From the rooftops, expose you. Well, I think the rooftops is pretty much mainstream media, and he's been exposed. Now he's on the run, I guess, from what I hear. I don't know. All I know is, now do you see the beast system? The Rockefellers, the Soros, all of them, the whole WEF. Yeah, there's your Antichrist system. That's what this is. Good versus evil. This isn't red or Democrat or Republican. Because you know what? I'd vote for Tulsi Gabbard in a heartbeat. I'm glad she's young. That I might have the opportunity to do just that. First woman president, Tulsi Gabbard. A Democrat. Because you know why? She has one thing in mind, and that's keeping us safe. America First agenda. No more useless, dumbass wars. We don't need that bullshit. Why are we starting stuff with other countries and killing their people? That's awful. But yet, this is the way to cause dissension. Because if the masses globally come together against these people, they're done. It's going to take physical removal and seizing of, and a lot of takedowns. But we have, modern day civilians can't just do this. So we have to pray that an organization with that God is doing something behind the scenes with unless he's coming back, then what? So be it. Unless God can change their hearts, which I doubt. I'm not saying God can do anything. But I don't trust these people. I will never trust these people. I don't give a, if they stand in front of my face and declare that they are a changed person and that they love God now, I will find it very hard to believe. I would have to say, just, go do your thing. I would still keep an eye on them. I wouldn't trust them. God's the one who raises up rulers and brings them down. We need to pray that God brings these guys down. In Jesus' name. Because just our low-level puppets that we have, front men that we have out there, they're just, they have power and stuff. But they're just front men for these motherfuckers that are actually running the world. So, that's where we're at beyond the United States. And I think that we're way closer to the truth than they want us to be, and they know that it's coming out now. I don't sound so crazy no more. And I've been saying this for years. They have taken a lot of my, they have taken some of my videos down, but this one will also end up, being freaking limited ads. Because, they'll tag this one too, and, it'll get stopped at like 90 views or whatever, because they're pricks like that. Because heaven forbid, if if one of these videos went out and went viral, they'd be in big fucking trouble. Yep. People need to start digging into the backgrounds of this stuff, and it all comes down to these top music moguls and Hollywood people. Oh, yeah. All they needed to do was get connected, just like the Kardashians. They were trying to do their come up, and Keeping Up with the Kardashians, if you watched the first season, seemed pretty wholesome. And as it went on, it got real freaking snotty, and those women turned, oh God. Like, it was pretty wholesome, their first season. And then I think Diddy got involved. I mean, the whole sex tape thing was just, that was the next plot. But it was all, they were showing you what they do in freaking Hollywood. This is how you get famous. And they took advantage of that. They sold their soul. And that's how you sell your soul in for power and fame. Cat Williams exposed it, and it's all through the act of creating a portal between a man and a woman. Ta-da! See? Blue flame isn't so crazy. These people all have sexually transmitted demons. Now do you see the correlation? Anyways, I'm going to get going. I love you guys. You guys take care. And, yeah, stay blessed. You people in Appalachia, I'm praying for you. I'm mad with you. I'm so pissed. I wish that there was something that we could do as serfs. I'm not saying that there isn't. We just have to figure it out together. God will raise up whoever's supposed to be. Pay attention. Because we're not going to take this laying down. Once the truth all gets exposed about all of this, y'all are going to have a choice to make. We are very loving, caring people, but when you piss us off, look the hell out. You piss us off. You mess with us when we just want left the fuck alone. You mess with the wrong ones. Do you realize the whole reason that region was so attacked? Do you know how many firearms they could wipe out just by doing that? I'm just saying. Food for thought. I'm not saying it was the motive or their intention, but I mean, they've been wanting to get... Do you know how many firearms they probably destroyed in that flood? Think about that. Don't worry, they're all over the place. Just saying. I love you guys. You all take care. We'll see you later. Bye.